Welcome to our patch 9.1 mount guide, and bloody hell, if you are starved of things to do in-game, you've came to the right place. You really have. This patch has got a bunch of new mounts, and getting them, in some cases, does involve a lot. There are rares, events, treasures, unique things, and just a bunch of mount-related content. So, strap in, and let's go. First, I want to hit you with some generic tips. So the Handy Notes add-on is just fantastic. It will put so much of what you need to know on your map. So seriously, it's just a must-have for this type of content, right? Next then, I'd recommend NPC Scan. It scans for NPCs, so just have it on and it will alert you whenever a rare mob spawns in your area. And this is very handy in case you're just running about and you'd miss the little mini-map icon. Next, a manual trick. You can type in /TAR space and then type in the exact name of an NPC. If you do that and hit the enter key, and if that NPC is near you, this command will target that NPC. And remember, you can make your currently targeted NPC be marked on your minimap. Just click the little magnifying glass icon and click the checkbox. Super handy. Okay, let's get into it. First, there are the 4 Covenant flying mounts that are up for grabs at Renown rank 45. Everyone will get these. There's the Ardenweald Wilderling, the Sinfall Gravewing, Maldraxian Corpsefly, and Elysian Accolon. And honestly, I think these look incredible. They're really cool. You'll get them in week 2 of patch 9.1, along with the ability to fly in the Shadowlands. And man, I love the Night Fae one, so yeah, I'm happy with this. Now, if you're an anima farmer and you're hitting Renown rank 70, then you'll be able to unlock a recolor of each of the mounts we just talked about for 7,500 anima. So, that is 8 new Covenant mounts in patch 9.1. Next, world content. The first thing is our world content meta achievement, which is the Hand of Salaranga. This is from the Breaking the Chains achievement, and it's one of those fairly chunky achievements with many different steps. So to complete this achievement, you will have to finish the patch 9.1 story campaign, which of course will unlock weekly. You'll also have to complete a bunch of the Covenant Offensive achievements. You'll have to collect a set of Archivist Codex relics in Korthia, defeat all of the Tormentors of Torghast encounters, explore the new Korthia zone. You'll have to max out the reputation with the Archivist Codex and the Death's Advance factions, and clear all of the new rares and special encounters. And if that sounds big, then yes, that's basically the point. This is the big meta achievement, and the good news is you'll be working towards this as you do everything else in this patch. So basically, go for all the other mounts and see how close that gets you. And then polish off the rest for this one. It's not mega complex, it's just the big meta, progression mount thing, so it'll take a bit. Okay then, let's get into the world content mounts, beginning with our reputations. Okay, we've got the Soaring Razorwing. This is a flying mount that costs 5,000 catalogued research and rank 6, which is essentially exalted, of the Archivist Codex. This will take quite a bit of time to get, and as you know, this will boil down to the usual thing of your daily rares, treasures, events, and other Korthia content. Then, and for the same faction, there is the Tamed Mauler, which is themed after the In-Between's Devourers, which are those mysterious creatures that have been appearing and wreaking havoc on the ecology of the Shadowlands. Now, this mount comes from supplies of the Archivist Codex. So basically, it's the faction's Paragon box, and essentially it's something for you to do with excess catalogued research, which, can go into other things, but if you want them out, put it into that. Then continuing with reputations, the new Death's Advance faction sells the Amber Shardhide at Revered for 5,000 Stygia. And by the way, Stygia is a lot more plentiful in this patch, and with there being no Eye of the Jailer and you being able to mount, it will feel a lot better than you would think based on your 9.0 experience. Now, to get reputation for this faction, just do all of the Korthia and Maw content, primarily the story quests, the daily quests, and the Covenant assaults. Speaking of the Covenant assaults, well, the On the Offensive achievement covers a lot of Covenant assault stuff. So first for this achievement, you've got to do all 4 Covenant's assaults, and then you've got to do specific activities during each assault, such as serving tea to NPCs during the Venthyr assault, dancing near forges while holding a quest parasol, and perhaps completing the army quest with each of the 5 NPCs. Look, just look at the achievement. These are all fairly self-explanatory things to do when you're on those assault quests, and it'll give you a bit more of something to think about as you're doing each assault. Now, completing this will unlock 4 mounts from Death's Advance. Each one will cost 1,000 Stygia, which really is not that much Stygia, and these mounts are all color variants of the Covenant mounts, the flyers, that we covered earlier. But wait, there's more, because Covenant Assaults award you with a box of loot. These boxes can also contain mounts, though they are recolors of past 9.0 mounts, and there's one for each Covenant. Also, doing the Death's Advance dailies and the assaults, those will give you reputation with each zone's faction, so the likes of the Wild Hunt. So doing this new content will help you unlock 9.0 rewards as well. Finally, for Korthia, there is another Shardhide and Razorwing variant from the Death's Advance Paragon box. They've got a pretty neat bluish Torghasty feeling tint. And before we cover mount drops, well, Venari now has a Paragon box as well, and that Paragon box has got the incredible looking Soulbound Gloom Charger in it. You'll just have to get lucky, and good luck to those of you like me who basically skipped Venari rep in 9.0. But hey, wrapping up is a good bit faster in this patch as well. Now that is far from all though, for 9.1's world content is packed with mounts. And we'll begin with the Korthia stuff. So, Malbog is our first mount dropping rare mob, but to speak to him, you'll need to go to Caretaker KK, who is located here. There'll be a star on your minimap if the event is up, so just start the event with the NPC, follow the purple footsteps with your new little companion that you get, and eventually you'll find some meat. Click the meat, the rare will spawn, and even though this is a little event, Malbog is basically just a standard rare, right? So defeat the rare, and you'll be loot eligible once per day, as is the usual. The next, we've got the Forsworn Achelon, which is a really cool Kyrian-style flyer that will drop from the Wild World Cracker, which is a rare spawn. Now, to get it, you'll need to find a pack of NPCs at his spawn location. Escort those NPCs, and you'll be led to a fight. And I suppose, after that, kill it, and good luck. Then, the Garnet Razorwing drops from Reliwick the Defiant, a good mother bird who you spawn by, triggering her to attack you by attacking her egg, because your character is actually kind of mean. She has a knockback, and I suppose if it blasts you off the zone, maybe you deserve it. Then next, to top off your Corpsefly collection, we've got the Lord of the Corpseflies, who drops from Fleshwing, who appropriately spawns from the Big Corpse Heap event, which was located here. And taking inspiration from the 9.0 mounts, this is one that needs to be triggered by a Necrolord player who you'll need to talk to. Just speak to Cadaverous if you're a Necrolord. Now, doing so will put a yell into chat, which is a common theme for many of the events and rares with 9.1, so always be looking at your chat box. Then next, if you'd like one of those new Devourer mounts, but you don't want to do the Death's Advance Paragon box, then the Rampaging Mauler is the thing for you. It drops from Konthros the Obliterator, who is a pretty damn chunky rare. It kind of feels like a Mechagon-style one that will take a while for people to kill as players surge in from across the map. Again, for this one, pay attention to chat. The spawn text will be, a massive devourer tears an opening into Korthia, so if you see that, run to the NPC location, and hopefully you'll get the kill. Now for a green version of the Night Fae Covenant mount, you can defeat the escaped Wilderling. You'll see it flapping around the place at the location, but to actually do the encounter, you'll need to talk to the Night Fae NPC, and that is something that can only be done by Night Fae Covenant members. So, well, either that or, grab a friend who's in that Covenant and they can summon it down for you. Now, hopping over to the Maw, there is the Golden Fallen Charger Mount. I mean, just look at it. It's called the Fallen Charger, but man, it's that Charger Mount, and it's golden. It looks so cool. One of the coolest ones in this patch, and it's quite the fight. So, the Fallen Charger is a rare mob that spawns in a few times a day. Like, it is every, decent few hours. It is a rare. In a few different locations in the map, and it runs super fast. And seemingly the spawns are based on whatever Covenant is assaulting the Maw, so it'll be sort of hard to get. Don't worry though. So the thing here is it's a fast running mob, it's got a whole bunch of HP, and whenever it spawns, you'll of course see a zone-wide message in chat. So ready for this one, wait around, or perhaps try to use the group finder. Often people will make little groups in the group finder if the NPC is spawned in their version of a zone. And as always, though, the drop rate here is not anywhere near 100%, so it'll probably take a good few times in order to get this. Then finally, we've got the Hand of Bamathra, which drops from the Tormentors of Torghast, which is a new event that's been added. So there's loads of different Tormentors of Torghast NPCs, and whenever you kill them, whenever the event is up, you can get from them a drop, which is Bamet Chain Links. You'll need 200 chain links that drop from those NPCs in the event. So essentially, just do Tormentors of Torghast. You'll kind of want to anyway for your character progression, and eventually you'll get enough links, and you'll be able to combine them and get them out. And I believe loot eligibility is daily in this one. Next, then, we've got some guaranteed daily work mounts, so things to just log in and do on the regular. Dark Maul can be found here in the map, and he's a friend. He's just a hungry one, for getting him involves collecting tasty mushrooms. Now, these are all over Korthia. You'll see them on your mini-map marked as invasive mushrooms. There are 5 in total, but each has got varied spawn locations, so basically pick up the shrooms and take them to Dark Maul. Whenever you feed him a shroom, you'll be able to ride around on him for 2 minutes. So it's supposed to be, I guess, like breaking in a horse or something like that. But anyway, look. Bring him a mushroom, ride him for 2 minutes. If you do that 5 times, you'll decide to hop into your mount journal. I'm afraid to say that your character truly is a loot-driven hypocrite, because after threatening Reliwic's eggs, you've now got to save lost Razorwing eggs. These eggs are found on Devourer NPCs, located around here, and you can earn 2 per day. But note, they've got a very high drop rate from Devourer rare mobs, so I think Mount Hunters will probably just get these eggs anyway as they do their daily business. Now bring these eggs to this Razorwing nest. When you do, the mother Razorwing will thank you. If you do that 6 times, she will, I guess, abandon her eggs and hop into your mount journal. Yeah, we're kind of ruining ecology. Anyway, next we've got Melee the Wanderer, which is a recolor of the Legion Unicorn mount. So hit up Tinybell in the Korthia quest hub. She will tell you that Melee is lost. And to find her, you'll just have to run about the place, and she's often in these hard-to-reach cliff spots. Here are some locations where she has been found so far. Perhaps the NPC scan add-on would be a handy thing here. But anyway, once you found her, click on her. And that's it. You found her, and she'll head back to base. But after the next daily reset, she'll get lost again. And to get this mount, it's a case of just finding her 6 times. So, after 6 days, you'll get the mount. Next, the Hand of Nilganihmaht. So in order to obtain this golden variant of the spooky Maw Hand mount, you first need to assemble the Nilganihmaht Control Ring. Now this requires you to acquire 5 rings from various activities throughout the Maw, from killing specific rares, to chests, to reaching a really cool high spot in the Maw. Now, most of these you'll be able to get now and whenever, but there is one in particular that will make you wait for the Necrolord Covenant Assault to be active in the Maw. Okay, we'll start off with the Stone Ring. It is obtainable during that Necrolord Assault on Perdition Hold. A quest called Putting a Plan Together requires, well, it gets you this Centurion vehicle, right? So you want to use the Centurion vehicle to get atop the walls and then loot Maw-sworn caches. Now, this won't work if you get atop the walls using the grapple point. You need to be in the Centurion. Now, to make the Stone Ring, you need to combine 4 quartered ancient rings, which are found around Perdition Hold. Here's how. The first is from the moss-worn caches that are atop the walls surrounding Perdition Hold, of course, when inside that Centurion vehicle. The second is from completing the Clearing the Walls quest, and this quest is made available by looting the Defense Map quest item from the moss-worn caches that are on the walls. The third is from several places on the floor around Perdition Hold after obtaining one of the previous rings, and then the final one is from the Maw Mad Construct NPC, who will patrol around the place and scream your name if you've already got a ring piece. Get 4 pieces and bring them here to the forge, and you'll have your first one. The Runed Band then. So first, enter the Rift Realm of the Maw via a repaired rift key at one of the rift portals located around Korthia, or via the placeable Collapsing Rift Stone that can be obtained either as a very rare drop or from the Zoval's Vault chest that you drag to Venari when inside the Rift Realm. Okay, once inside, go here and you'll find Torguln. Kill him, you'll get the ring. Pretty simple. Gold Band then. To get it, head here and ascend the mountain. Just climb to the top of the mountain, being careful not to fall. You don't need a glider, but it could help you. Just get to the top. The ring's going to be at the peak. Okay, the Silver Ring. It is inside a locked domination chest, which is itself located within a triple locked domination sealed cage in the Desmodron area of the Maw. Now, to open all of the locks and get this ring, you will need to get 4 seal breaker keys via the following means. First, Hellguard supply caches, which are loot chests that spawn in and around Desmodron. There's then the Harrower's keyring that is in the cave that you had to go into when you were visiting Danica during the campaign. The keyring is actually just hanging on the back right of the chamber. Then another of these keys is obtained from the Feeder's Hand and Key item, which is dropped by the rare mob Ilva, Mate of Guarm. Then finally, the Maldraxi defector mobs that you find all around that area have got a small chance at dropping the key. So just kill loads of them. It may take a little bit of grinding for the final one, but get those, you can go and get your ring. Okay, next is the Signet Ring. This requires some setup, so you'll need to have a Dominations Calling item, which is an item used to summon the rare Exos at the Altar of Domination in Perdition Hold. Now, you'll either need to find somebody or a group that already has it, or you'll need to go about crafting it yourself. And to do so, you'll need to kill 3 other rares from around the Maw. But in order to kill those rares, you must first summon them, and that requires 3 other players to stand and channel a spell at specific locations around the platforms. Once you have all 3 of these domination etchings, you can then combine those. When you combine them, you'll get the Dominations Calling item. Try to get a friend who already has one if you can, that would be handy. But once you get that item, it's time to summon the final rare. So for this last boss, head to Perdition Hold and go to the underground chamber that is beneath the Altar of Domination. Once you're inside that, go to the center of the room and use the Dominations Calling item. This will place a portal down that will then teleport you high above the Altar of Domination, where Exos, Herald of Domination, is the rare mob, and she will be waiting there. Kill that rare mob and loot it for the final ring in this puzzle. So now that you've acquired all 5 of the rings, you'll need to, once again, enter the Rift Realm, and then head to the cave where the Hand of Nilganihmaht is located. You then need to place all 5 rings on the hand and accept the quest, gotta hand it to you, which will reward you with Nilganihmaht's control ring. And well done, because this one does take a fair amount of work. Next, mounts that come from instanced content, so Raid, Dungeon, Torghast. Torghast gets a new mount this patch. It's called the Mossworn Charger, and if you see someone with it, they're a bit of a badass, because it's kind of hard to get. You'll need to earn a 5 gem run So basically a flawless max score run of each Torghast wing at layer 12. Doing so won't be easy. It will require both great gear and also a lot of progress along the Box of Many Things upgrade tree. And that is weekly time gated. Well, sort of in a seasonal thing, so you can get caught up pretty quick. But basically, upgrade your Box of Many Things, get it maxed out, and then try to, do every single wing as the weeks go. And you're really just looking at the highest layer, trying to get the perfect run. You'll just need to get good at Torghast and get a bunch of upgrades. Then Tazavesh, the new mega dungeon, has got 2 mounts that continue the fine manhole cover tradition that was first set with the, wasn't set, but was continued with the mage class mount. Jokes aside, though, I actually think it does look pretty neat. I mean, come on, flying around in a disc, pretty cool. So the Cartel Master's gear glider drops from Solia, who is the final boss, and it's just a regular low drop rate boss mount. But the gold-colored Tazavesh gear grinder, it's from the Fake It Till You Make It achievement, and that is from defeating the final boss on hard mode. Now, hard mode is not just a quick little toggle, though, as found out by Wowhead. So here's how you unlock and turn on hard mode. After you defeat the first boss on normal mode, purchase fraudulent credentials from the questionable trader NPC, who is located just down the stairs. Then head to Mriza's Oasis and talk to Zydarid. Purchase his item and deliver it to the correct nearby broker, and you'll know which broker wants each item by just talking to the brokers, and your friends might need to keep some trash off your back while this goes down. Once you do 3 trades, the final broker will give you a password. So, now that you know the password, you want to talk to Omanal in the Oasis area, and he will exchange your fraudulent credentials for passably forged credentials. You'll then be able to pick up the A Hard Bargain quest and start hard mode. Now, to do that, you'll need to all leave the instance and re-enter it, but of course using the ID of somebody who has not cleared the dungeon. This is me assuming that, you're doing this all in the same week, because if you just re-enter again with the same characters, you'll, of course, already have the first boss be killed. Now, to activate the hard mode, you wear your passably forged credentials, you then use it, and then you talk to an NPC called Vitajid, who's at the start. And there you go. Good luck! The hard mode will probably be, decently hard, right? Because it does drop you eye level 233 gear, which is pretty sweet. Now, moving on, raiders can get 3 mounts in the new raid, and it's fairly typical. We've got Vengeance, which comes from Sylvanas Mythic. We have got a cool hand mount for Sanctum of Domination's Glory achievement, which of course you can complete on normal for collection purposes. And then there is the Sanctum Gloom Charger, which is a rare drop from the 9. Beyond that then, we do have the usual for the Mythic Plussers and the PvPers. For the M+ers, though, you guys get a slight recoloring of the Season 1 mount. Not gonna lie, pretty rough deal. Now, this is for getting Season 2 Keystone Master, which will mean getting a rating of 2000 in the game's new Mythic Plus rating system. And that will mean roughly the equivalent of clearing everything on plus 15 and on both Tyrannical and Fortified. Or a mix. I mean, you can do one dungeon in plus 14, another one in plus 16, and so on. It will take a bit longer because of the new system, but the new system is a lot more flexible than the previous Keystone Master achievement. PvPers then will get the usual with a vicious mount for the Alliance and the Horde. This time it's Gorms, and of course there is the Gladiator Soul Eater, which is for getting a 3v3 rating of above 2,400. Good luck in that one. It'll be pretty tricky. Okay, there you go. That is the mounts of patch 9.1, and certainly quite a bit for you to, log in and do on the daily. I hope you found today's video interesting and useful for you. Of course, bookmark all that stuff. You can use the chapters below to quickly navigate back to things for reference. And seriously, get handy notes. It'll save your ass. I hope you have a great day. Hope you have fun getting this stuff, and I'll see you next time.